What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the Locker Room. I am your host and your favorite Kansas City girl, Kennedy Bright. And as always, what is said in the locker room stays in the locker room. Get your playbooks ready, guys. Today we have a guest with us. The girl Janea is back. If you guys know, she's been on here a few times. And today of all days, we're going through it. Like
going through it.
So really, it's on brand because today we're talking about this sassy men and selfish men era, and we're feeling it like right now.
It's an epidemic at this point.
That is a topic for today. And Jane goes, but if we link with these dudes tonight, guess what? Our mood's gonna change. Exactly.
It is.
It's like the TikTok you sent me where the dude's like, girl, I'm done with him. Like, he be wasting my time. Like, he would prefer. Oh, hold on, calling. Hello? Oh, you want me to come on? Oh, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Like, literally.
No, literally that.
As everyone has, I've now seen on social media, it's just been this huge, I don't know where did it start? I want to say it came with like the 50-50 stuff. Kind of maybe is where it really brought out these men's like opinions and how just sassy they are. I don't know. It's like they found their self-worth, but like in a girl way, found their self-worth.
Yeah, literally.
So you have these men, right? You have the 50-50 and then like the sassy men era, but then you also have these men that are on these healing journeys that want to be woke and have been like found themselves. A whole nother.
Listen.
Which do you think, in your opinion, Janea, is worse? These sassy men or these healing men? Like, I don't know.
Girl, I don't even know if I can choose. Okay. Honestly, they're both hard. To me, they're both up there. But honestly, it might be the sassy men. I don't know. Because at least healing men, like, they're doing too much, but they have decent intentions, I would say. Yeah. And they might have like, a little bit better time, but the sassiness,
I can't.
What?
I don't know. It's like, I would say, in my opinion, it is the sassiness, because it's just like, I don't get that. But at the same time, like with the healing one, the part that kind of irks me, what I've noticed like with them is that in a way they can still they can have a little bit of the selfishness in the healing. I'm gonna give an example. There was a guy I was talking to. He was so annoying, and he's given really guys who want to heal a bad name for me. A bad name. It's very much, he was always like, oh, he called it his me time, and like just those two words beyond trigger me. Me time. Like, what are you talking about? Everything was always his me time. He would talk, watch my documentaries, take his little ginger shots and drink his tea and cook. Like, it just was like, it gave a negative like connotation to me, because I'm like, it was this very selfish, like it never, like when I needed something, when I wanted to hang out, it was never an option. It always revolved around his schedule. Honestly annoying. And the issue that I had is sometimes I feel like when men are healing, they don't know how to prioritize their time. Because here's what happens, I've noticed with this guy in particular, you have these like duties that you're supposed to do, like whatever it is for work, whatever the case may be. Then you do have a little bit of free time, right? Okay, so let's say it's 100% is life. You have 90-80% is like stuff you have to do, which is like work stuff, whatever. So if you have whatever, like let's say you say that's 90%, now you have 10% left. But if you know for a fact that you need your healing, your me time, whatever you want to call it, okay, that takes time. So you need to schedule that in. But when you have free time, you need to divide that up between whenever you're hanging with your family, your friends, and also me. And I feel like that's not what's happening. It's always like you're getting crumbs. Like, I don't ever have time, so you want me to give up my me time, the time that I do. No, the point is, when you do have free time, you need to add me into that list, because every free time you have, you're using it because you're being with your family, watching them kids. That's not yours, and everything else.
The shade.
Like, if you're always literally though, let's talk my shit. If that's what you're doing, and now you want to act like I'm asking you to give up your time that's for your healing and for your no. And I also that's not how it works. And so I feel like, I don't know if it's a woman thing, because maybe we're nurturers, so we know how to kind of like prioritize and mix things up. I'm not asking you to give up the 5% that you give to yourself every day, or every week, whatever it is, out of the 100. I'm not asking you to give that up, but that other 5 of that 10, you need to be fitting me in your schedule, and y'all don't do that. And that's why, because of that one person, I have a very huge issue with these healing men. And
honestly, might have to agree that the healing men might be worse, honestly, because like what you were saying, like about them being selfish, I can't get 5%. I can't get 5%. Like we literally just said, all I need is the 5% of your free time, and you can't even prioritize that. It's like you're acting like I am trying to get 90% of your time. It's like, no. And then it's like you said, I don't know if it's because we're nurturers or what, but it's like women will be on their healing journey and we still are able to fit someone into that schedule if, you know, we want to, if we like them, whatever the case may be, we're going to accommodate that. They don't be doing that. They act like, oh, I just can't be bothered with it. I can't have the time. Like, I don't know, that part of it, them always thinking about themselves, I just don't think that, because even with the sassy men, it's like, okay, they might be sassy, but like at the end of the day, I feel like they're a little bit more open in a sense. The healing men, it's like pulling teeth.
And they act like you are trying to, like, you're toxic, you're trying to take away from, like, they're like, and that's the shit that irritates me. And it's annoying because, to me, in my opinion, every second of your day does not need to be dedicated to yourself. And if it is, then you need to be by yourself because you got some issues, baby. What are you doing? That's the problem that I have. Why are you dating? Why are you talking? Why are you involved with somebody when you know that you don't have time because it's all dedicated to your me time? Like, are you kidding me, sir? Please pipe down. Like, I don't know. So that's why it annoys me, because then you want to, it's gaslighting and make it like I am the one asking for too much from you. No. And so when I hear, dude, I'm like, you're healing. You want to be woke. You want to be, you know, Gandhi or whatever his name is. I'm not doing that. Like, no. And the thing I also do not like about that too, I'm the kind of person, like, I want to be around people who were on the journey together, we're working on this together, whatever. Like, if you even, like, I feel like when you first meet someone and you're not like boyfriend and girlfriend, I would like to say that you should be forming kind of like a friendship. You're getting to know each other. Like, oh, he's cool. Help me. Like, I think it's also annoying because you're going on this journey and I'm like, oh, bet, put me on. Maybe you have some like insights and things I don't know, but y'all be acting like, you know, it's a crappy patty formula and y'all don't want to be giving nothing up. And so that's also an issue I have. Like, I feel like as a man, like, you're supposed to be like uplifting and like adding value to the person's life that you're with. So for me, if we're sitting here and you cannot add like value to my life on something that is also something that I want to work on, which is healing, then what are you doing? Because at that time, I think that you're really doing it for fake. Like, you just, if you can't put me on game, you're not doing it for the right reasons.
No, literally. They just, I don't know. I think there's a right way to go about it and a wrong way to go about it. And this is the thing too, because if you're in the thick of, oh, I'm healing, I'm on this self-care journey, whatever it is, like, you really shouldn't be trying, I would say, to like talk to somebody seriously anyway. It's like, if it comes along, like, fine, but then at that point I would expect you to like adjust, not continue to be like, oh my God, like, I have to have this amount of time to myself all the time. Like, and I feel like that's what these men are doing. They literally take it to the extent of like, I can't be bothered with anything, like any little thing that is an inconvenience to them. They think, oh, that's a red flag. Like, I need to leave this alone. And it's like, that's not realistic. That's not real life. That's not, if you have a friendship with somebody, if you have a relationship with somebody, it's gonna be not roses and daisies every single day. So for you to expect that is already not realistic. And then on top of that, you're trying to be woke and you're trying to be doing all this. It's just like, I can't deal with it. Like, please.
And don't get me wrong, love your family. When you have your own family, like a man, it says in the Bible, like a man leaves his family. So when you have a family, you're supposed to leave your family. Like, they're supposed to be your priority. Well, how are you ever going to get there if you're not giving time to someone else who you could potentially like build that with? And so at that point, I think you just need to leave me alone. If that is where you're at, like, we don't need to be involved. We don't need to have anything going on, because if you can't make time for me and you're just always like, if here's the thing, let's say it's Friday, you have free time. You have two options. Kennedy hits you up. Let's hang out. Let's do something. Your family or your friends hit you up. If every free time you have, because let me tell you how I broke it down to this man, and it still didn't matter. The thing is, I broke it down to him because I was getting, and this is the thing, I shouldn't even have done this. Like, I shouldn't even have to explain. Girl, I made a whole freaking diagram on my iPad. Like, I shouldn't have to do this. Like, it sounds stupid, but I'm gonna tell you how I did it. I broke it down. I was like, okay, let's look at this here. I was like, these are your responsibilities, right? This is your life. You have coaching, all this stuff, right? Here's a college student. Like, the difference I feel like with like a college athlete, for instance, I'm like, okay, if I'm talking to a college athlete and he says, right now, I don't have time for a relationship, I have all these things going on, I have sports, school, and let's say, heck, maybe he's working a job or whatever. And he's like, okay, but after I graduate, like, I'll have more time. That's true. You want to know why? He's no longer in college. He's no longer an athlete. And what comes with being an athlete is also having like tutoring sessions, meetings, all that. All those things are taken away. So he can say, I don't have time right now, but I'll have time later. That's true. But when you have this guy that I was talking about, the things that take up the 90% are never going away. Your work's not going away. He was owning businesses. He's in the military. All those things are not going away. Those are part of your life. So you can't say, I don't have time right now, because that's not true. That's your life. That's 90% of that's your life. Therefore, you have to make time. You have to cut pieces of the pie and make room for it. And that's the difference. That's the issue I have. I'm all for, like, right now I don't have time. Like, for instance, someone I'm communicating with right now, he's like transitioning with like his job or whatever and all that. And he's like, right now it's taking up a lot of time. I'm willing to sit here and listen to that because I see exactly what you're talking about. Right now, you're trying to get a new hang of things. You have new stuff you have to organize, figuring out the 1099, like all that. Okay, that makes sense. But when it gets to a point where you're in this flow and your job, okay, this is consistent, this is how it's going, it's not going to cut anymore. Because if you can't make room for me once your schedule and your routine is set, that's when it becomes a problem. And I feel that sometimes men think that we expect you to just like cut out your priorities to make room for us on top of the healing. No, please heal. I don't want to deal with your mommy issues, your daddy issues, your family drama. Like, I don't want to deal with that. Like, just like you don't want to deal with mine. Because remember, we're draining, Janea. When we have issues, we're draining. So I don't want to do.
We'll get into that.
Right. So I'm not going to sit here and deal with your BS. Like, that's not what I'm saying. Please heal. Like, I don't want you being toxic to me. No, I want that. But you really need to like look at your life. And if you really are at a place where you're just like, I can't function and handle all that, then leave me alone. And that's the issue that I have.
I feel like a lot of guys are not being real with themselves because, like you said, a lot of guys are just used to having women around, having girls around, like whenever or whatever the case may be. And like when they get into this healing journey, they think it can still be the same way. If, like you said, if you're not in the space to be doing that, do not entertain people. Do not even have people around, because you're having people around and then you're not making room for them. And that is just like a bad feeling, one. So it's just like, what is the point? If you're going to heal, go ahead and heal. And it's like, the thing about healing is too, like, it's never going to end. So yeah, if you just went through some traumatic stuff or whatever, and you're trying to, heal and stuff like that, that's fine. But you should always be healing. So we're not even saying, oh, you need to take your time to heal, and then when you're healed, get back to it. No, because you're always going to be doing that. So I think you do always need that time to yourself and stuff like that. Like, we love us a good, healed man now. We're not even saying that. But for you to not even make room, and for you to just act like, oh, it's all about me. I need my time. You're taking away from my time. Like, all that stuff. It's just like, I don't have time for it. Because if you're not going to make time for me, that's it. That's it. There's just nothing more to the story, literally.
At all. The difference is, though, here's the thing. I feel like a lot of times when you deal with guys, they might not want nothing with you, and they kind of like, string you along, but like they're available for like hookups and stuff like that, right? That's not how it even is with these healing men. Because so that's the part that's irritating. It's not even like, you know how normally you can process like, he doesn't make time for me, blah, 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 but he hits me up at nighttime, but like he asked me to come through after the club. Like, so you're able to be like, okay, he don't want none with me. He just wants to hook up with you. Yeah. You can't even give yourself just that clarification with these healing guys because they're not even available for that. So it's like, what do you want? You get your, it's almost like you're getting nothing out of having me like just sitting here on the shelf. Like, I can't explain it. It's like, you can't make time for me like to hang out. You're not hooking up with me like consistently. So that's not your end goal. It's just like, oh, I'm healing. I'm focused on myself, but I just want somebody to smash. That's not it, because we're not doing that. So what is it that you want? Like, what is the end goal here? Like, I have no clue. And we don't talk a lot. So it's not like you just want someone to communicate with. Oh, just have someone to talk to. We don't communicate that much. You act like you're so busy and stuff. So what are you? So that's why I think it bobbles my mind, because I'm like, what do we want? And I think you don't know. I don't know. You're weird. I'm sorry. When it gets to a point when I really like, because of that one experience, I hear the healing and I'm just like automatically like turned off. Like, yes, triggered
by healing.
Triggered is, and it's sad. It's still at a point where I feel like the only way it's going to benefit me is if you're also adding stuff to like my life. Because one thing I will say, I'll be honest, like I struggle sometimes with like, I feel like you can consume so much information from social media, whatever, even a therapist and stuff, and like I don't know where to navigate it. So I'm like, put me on game. Like, how do you choose to spend like your nights alone? Like, besides just like doing my face mask, like what? How do you like? I want to get to a point where you're talking about like you're comfortable being by yourself. You like being alone. Okay, put me on. How? What do you do to get to that point? How do you like being by yourself? What are you doing that's actually gonna make yourself better? Then I feel like it's not that big of a deal, because guess what? When you want to spend all those nights, by yourself, cool. Now I have some things to put into my toolbox and I'm bettering myself as well. But I feel that sometimes it's just kind of like they gatekeep. That's it. You want to gatekeep, which makes me think that you really ain't doing shit because you're still a dick.
Yeah, like, because what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you actually doing? You say you're healing. You say you're doing this and that and that and this. But are you really?
You sound boring.
Like,
you sound like you're. It sounds boring. What are you doing?
Mention, like, I feel like too, when you have like a good partner or a good like person, y'all can heal together. Honestly, that part of like putting you on, like, put you on, because y'all can do it together. Like, it doesn't even just always have to be like me by myself buckling down, whatever the case may be. Like, sometimes talking through stuff with someone else is a part of your healing journey. Sometimes journaling, you guys could journal at the same time. Like, you guys could do face masks at the same time. You guys could, like, some of this stuff that's still relaxing and releasing to you, and like, you're finding beneficial when you have a partner, a person that's on the same page as you, and you see, okay, they're trying to heal too, we can do this together. Like, so it's just kind of like, I just further don't understand like where it's coming from, that like you just have to completely, like, you have so much time that you have to put into just yourself that you literally can't squeeze anyone else into it. And not only that, but we were just talking about, obviously back in our day, we had our fair share of, like, people, obviously, honestly, I'll let Kennedy speak for herself, but I have pretty much transitioned for the most part away from like the athlete lifestyle, just because, I don't know, I've just gotten to that point. But I've obviously had the experience, and it's like we were just talking about how when those are some of the busiest men, honestly, that like there are, because they have so much stuff going on, literally,
and they don't control the schedule. That's what makes it like there is no, hey, let me move this meeting today, let me move. They can't, whatever set is set. It's not them.
And it's like their whole days. It's not even like, oh, I go to work, do my 9 to 5. Like, sometimes their whole days, they got to go back, they got to come back, go back.
Treatment.
Like, it's just a lot of stuff, happening. And we were saying that, like, just reflecting, it was times where like it wasn't even an issue linking up or hanging out or spending time with these men. Mm-hmm. But now we've met people who are in their healing journeys and stuff like this, who are not right, who are not athletes, who do not have these strict schedules that, you know, require them to constantly devote their life to that, who are having issues making time. And it's just, that's when it's like, make it make sense, because we
Right.
have dealt with people who genuinely have stuff going on constantly, traveling, being not even being in the same state as you for multiple times a week could be.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're still able to spend time with these people. So for me, it's just like the healing men, they're up there. They're up there for me, because what? Y'all, like, that's giving something else. That's
and I will say, yes, I am transitioning out. That's a whole nother topic. But I am transitioning. Here's the thing. I'm transitioning out. And technically, like, okay, like not the first dude with the me time. We don't call him me time. The vision that I have for him, talked about in the last episode, like romanticizing someone is not really good because then your expectations are set. But was more like, oh great, this is kind of the person I want to be with. Like, we can go on hikes together. You can tell me about stuff that you've already learned. Like, oh, really, that works with you. We can start getting me back into the gym, even if we don't literally work out together every time we work out. But like, check in, motivate each other. Like, we can talk about content. Like, I wanted someone that I was able to kind of like be on a journey with, which is why I still like will say like, yeah, I kind of do want somebody who's healing or just working on themselves, because I want to be able to get stronger together. And there's so much that I just don't like. Sometimes I just feel defeated. I have no clue what to do. Like, you know, sometimes I need that push, that partner. And so I'm not saying that all athletes, put it this way, I'm 26 now, and a lot of the ones that are good are already in committed relationships by now, if not married. Like, there's just that. So that's one. But two, it's like I said, I wanted someone who has time, who's kind of on the same path as me, because I want to get married. Like, I feel like if I could have kids at any age, I probably would not even stress about like marriage. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't care about getting married at 50 if I could have kids at 50. Like, guaranteed. They're healthy. It's good. But I want an actual family. So I am transitioning out of the whole athlete thing. And not just because they're at cheaters. Cheating is one thing, baby. You can't even get that man in a relationship for him to even cheat on you. So let's stop calling them cheaters. We're talking about even getting into the relationship. Okay. So anyways,
right.
That's what I want now. And I kind of like, I feel like too, with dating athletes, I'm always like a huge supporter, and I'm supporting you. I'm pouring so much into you and making sure your life is less stressful and But I kind of want someone that's pouring back into me, and kind of like we're pouring into each other. So I kind of need someone else, because let's be real, he has like right now training camps about to start and everything and stuff. Like, it's stressful and it's not fair. It can't happen for me to constantly like what I need right now in the phase of my life to demand that from him based off the way his job is. Because like, that's what I'm saying. Like, their job is set. There is no, oh my God, my wife is having a bad day, I need to check out. Now, unless I'm like in the hospital, that's different. They'll let them leave for like something like that. But I'm saying like, I'm having a bad day and need to talk to you really quickly. Hold on, let me see if I can move my meeting. Like that's not happening. So I feel like that's kind of how I'm accustomed. And right now, in this phase of me becoming more like fully independent the way I need to be, being with someone who can't really kind of constantly be here just isn't going to work for me. And so like, that is more what I want, but I feel like you have to find the right person, because these healing guys want only themselves. Like, they only care about themselves, and they see everything always as, you're trying to take away from my time. You're like, it's like you're competing, like you're fighting like prima donnas, like divas. Like, what do you mean?
Like, and what?
I don't like that. Like, I feel like you should be able like to do something with me and not magically mess up your whole day, or it mess up your flow. I feel like when it comes to your day, you should be able to sometimes have little things that you're able to like pocket me in. Like, and that's the thing, because we've talked to athletes, I know what it's like to only talk to you for a little bit like that day. Hey, check in before bed. All right, you good? Okay, yeah, I gotta go to bed. I gotta be up early. Okay, cool, whatever. Like, I'm used to that. But a little check-in. I don't know, when you're brushing your teeth, you getting ready for bed, call me. Let's talk real quick before you go to bed. Like, it's not that hard. And I feel like you don't want to give me just a little bit of time. So why am I here?
I don't recommend. That's a phase that I don't recommend, because I just feel like it does teeter into the sassiness, because again, it's just like they're so concerned with themselves. It's like, I just don't even know how to explain it. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, I feel like even with like the athletes thing too, like it's just kind of like being used to talking to athletes, like you get accustomed to like certain things, and like you start to realize, like we said, when things are not like able to be reciprocated, and it might not even be them like purposely doing it, they just genuinely like don't have the capacity to even do it. And like that's why I'm like, more power to, you know, everyone that's like wives of athletes and stuff, because one thing about it, like you pour a lot into that, and then the return, you know, they don't have a lot of time, they don't have a lot of, you know, they might be able to like get you like tangible things, or like buy you things or whatever, but like as far as just getting that same like support back, sometimes it's hard, honestly. So I feel like that's another thing to consider. It's definitely like a sacrifice at the end of the day, because, and like you said, if you're that type to be like needy, like, and I want this support, and I want this, and I want that, like, listen, you need to be evaluating the types of men that there are out there.
We're gonna discuss too, you having a bad day, you need to talk about something like that's it. I feel like healing men, no offense when I say this, I haven't insulted you yet, but now I'm about to insult you. They're weak men. They're weak. And I'm gonna tell you why they're weak. Like weak and fragile. Because me needing to come to you, not even about something that you did. It's just something that I'm going through, how I'm feeling. You can't handle that. I'm draining you. I'm taking away from your healing. I'm making you have a bad day. It has nothing to do with you. I'm not coming at you about something that you've done, nothing like that. It's about me, something going on with me, something I'm feeling, and I'm just flabbergasted. I'm just stressed. I'm upset, and it's messing. You're draining me. You're weak. Like for real. At that point, you're weak, and you don't need to be involved with anybody else, because as a partner, it's different. Like a friend, but your partner, like you're supposed to like be in that together with each other. And so I just feel like it comes off as weak to me personally. And I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? But if you were to talk to me, listen, I can listen. I don't know. It don't affect you. So and if for a man who doesn't want to help me and like whatever I'm going through, help me through it, help me figure it out, that's weird to me. Like, I don't understand it. And I think that's when it goes into from just healing into just selfish. And that's fine if you're at that place, but just be by yourself, and then don't flip it back on me and say, now I'm draining, now I'm this or that, because you can't handle hearing what happened today. Like, come on, make it make sense. And I think the part that throws me off is because they say like men are fixers, men always want to fix problems. Well, where are these men, these healing men? Like I said, they're weak. Y'all not trying to fix shit. Y'all can't even listen to it. Y'all can't even get where make it make sense. I feel like sometimes I think that goes into some damn gender roles, like for real.
It does.
It goes into gender roles,
and you're being sassy just as a simple fact that like women are emotional. Like we've always been emotional. There's nothing new about this. Women have been emotional for the past, since we've been on this earth. So I just feel like, you know, men acting like it's just so high maintenance for like a woman to naturally be emotional is weird to me. Because what do you want then? A man?
At this point,
because at that point, say that. Like,
you want your best friend.
You want somebody to be like
my guy. So that's cool, what you want.
Never. You want to be my guy.
Just right. Say that. You want a my guy. That's what you want. You don't want a babe. Like what? I will say I'm learning too a little bit. I feel like sometimes you get lessons from God a little bit, and I think, oh my God, why am I wanting these tacos so badly? I'm gonna go get them tonight. Kennedy, stop. Sorry. Anyways, today, y'all, I apologize. This episode is like a FaceTime call for Janea and I, for real. This is how our FaceTime. Right? There's no script. It needs to be no script because we're just pissed off. Okay. Right. Anyways, you're FaceTiming with your friends. That's what basically today's episode is. But anyways, learning a little bit too. I think not the me time one. The reason I did have issues with me time was because there'd be a few times that like I want to talk to you, and it's not even about like issues. It's like I want help based off of what you're already quote unquote doing for yourself. Like put me on, because right now, like I met him, right. I was going through a lot. So I'm like, I need to navigate my life, like help me out, you know, in that aspect. You know, I see you like, okay, I see you once a week or whatever. And originally like we would talk a lot. throughout the day, check in, you know, and stuff. So it was cool. I feel like with this one, I'm kind of learning more like I'm the kind of person, like if someone cancels plans on or anything on me, like I shut down. Like it is game over. Even friendships, it doesn't matter. If you cancel plans, it's a wrap. It has nothing to do. Like I don't know why I just get so distraught. And it's not even like a meeting with a guy thing. But I feel like I'm kind of may not be getting ready for marriage, but that's how I like to think about it. But I'm like, God, why do I need to be okay with like not seeing the person and being by myself and being alone? I'm gonna be married. We live together. I'm gonna see that man every night. So I should be getting used to that now. I'm just playing. But some of it I'm kind of learning is if he's not able to meet with you tonight, are you still good? Is there other stuff you can do? Like I'm trying to get to that place. And I feel like that's kind of what the lesson in this season I'm supposed to be learning with like the person I'm communicating with now. Because at first I'm like, I could throw the whole thing away off of the simple fact that like I don't see you multiple times. Like, because here's the thing, I have a set schedule. I have these set days that are off. When I'm on call, I could go to work, which means I'm not available. So we need to hang out on my off days. That's for real how like I like to have that's how I feel. Is that really like reasonable? Whereas you were dealing with someone who wouldn't even see you but like once a month or like, you know, twice a month. So it's kind of like I'm trying to learn to like kind of a give and take kind of thing. Like, okay, it's okay to see why do you need to see them 3 times all 3 days that you're off?
Yes, you need balance. And, you know, I personally like my space. So I've never like had an issue-ish. But even recently, I'm like, yeah, I'm starting to feel like, why do I have to bang down your door? Just to see you? Like I'm not even asking to see you all the time. I'm just asking for, you know, us to see each other a few times. I feel like a few times a week is like a good time though. I don't know. Like I feel like that's like not every day, but a few times a week, especially if you like someone. Like I'm trying to be around you
in your skin,
literally.
But I do feel like I feel like a few times a week is nice. I'm dead ass. This is crazy. All I'm thinking about them tacos.
I'm weak. Not even him. It's giving the taco.
But yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm off. Oh, on my brain. And it makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like as a female, what is wrong with me that I'm not overly obsessed with being alone or being by myself?
Yeah, I think we're just lover girl.
Why would you?
That's the issue. That's my issue. I don't know. Like I just love. Like I don't know what it is. I really don't feel like I could even like just. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just be on my own, be by myself. Like that's not fulfilling to me. And like maybe that's the issue. Right. I don't really know, but like it's not fulfilling. Like I need somebody to be excited about, to see, to be around. But honestly, I don't know. When you go through them traumatizing situations, it be making you feel like, shoot, I am better being alone. It is okay for me to be alone. I
put out and everything else, and I still like I need to be up on the man, don't let me outside, Nicole. I need to be up under somebody.
I'm weak. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Yeah, I have issues. I do. I wonder if it is a me thing. Like, I feel like I am. Like, am I the problem? Like, am I the villain because I want someone?
The only time to me I feel like it's an issue if you always want to be with someone is if you're literally like when I say toxic, like literally toxic in a way of like you're literally only, you know, hopping from person to person to like fill that void and to just try to like mask your feelings over, you know, situations that really like hurt you and did all that. That's a different story because then I feel like that's gonna like affect people and the other person. But I feel like when you're healing yourself, you're putting in time for yourself, growing a relationship with God, your journal, like, you know, you're doing the work in some capacities to like, you know, make sure that you're taking care of you and that you're like dealing with your issues and stuff like that too. Then it's like, I don't see what the problem is. And like, I want to be with someone, you know what I mean? Like, I still am doing the work. I still am, you know, not trying to like trauma dump on people. So then it's like, I don't feel bad that I like want to be with someone. Now, if you're looking for somebody just to be like, I just feel so bad about all these situations and I'm so hurt and I'm so down bad and I just need to be under, like, that's a different situation. But when it's like, I just want somebody to kick it with, I just want to have fun. I just want to have a good time. I want to have a partner in crime. Like, it's like, what is the problem with that? Like, let me have that.
Give it to me now. Yeah, no.
Literally.
I don't know what the problem. I feel like that's the thing. They're just like too far gone. They're too extreme. And it scares me because it's like, oh my God. Oh, I just remembered. This has unlocked another one. With the men of the healing, when they know their purpose and they're so that they will walk away at any little argument, any little like inconvenience pisses me off. Yeah. They think it's supposed to be perfect. I'm healed and everything's supposed to be peaceful. That's not life. That's not a relationship. That's not a marriage. Like, that's not, oh, we're arguing, I'm gone. It's not a sign of being healed. That's terrible. No, you're walking away from everything because no. So that's another thing that like to me kind of like a red flag with dealing with them is that they're just ready to just jump out the window at every second because now they're so woke. I've dealt with toxic girls before. I'm not toxic. Arguing is not toxic. What you're arguing about can be toxic, but that's just normal. What marriage? So, and the thing is, we're not married. So guess what? We got a long way.
Right. That's another thing.
We're flowing.
But
oh my God. But I feel like when you're married, you've already went through, you have a flow. Y'all have something that is moving. But you gonna argue about stuff to get that flow down. So that's another thing too that also I don't like guys that are like that because I don't need someone who's gonna walk out on me just because you don't like oh, that's another issue with them.
That is my, like, honestly, that might be like one of my biggest triggers now. Honestly, I am gonna say trigger, but also like traumatization. Because one thing about it, and I feel like that is like going hand in hand with what we were talking about with the selfish men, because basically let me just tell y'all about I don't even know what we call this, a theory that we've, recently discovered that now, it'd be making life easier to like look at and just see things for what it is. Because we saw somebody say basically like something along the lines of just like a lot of men are not interested in being like a good boyfriend to you or just like a boyfriend to you in general or a husband to you. They're just looking for the benefits of having a girlfriend or having a wife. That's what they're looking for. They're not looking to, for your benefit. They're looking for their benefit. Like, oh, having her helps me with and I get this out of it and I get this out of it. And it's like, that's a problem. That's an issue. And like, when you look at your past, like, situations and relationships from that point of view, like, you really be seeing, oh my gosh, like, there was so many times in the past where like that person was not even trying to be a good partner to me. I was doing everything. I was always, and then also with what you're saying, like them thinking every little thing is an issue is because anything that goes against their benefit is now automatically like a thing that makes me think I should like terminate the relationship or whatever. Like every little thing, because again, they're looking at it through the eyes of, you're only here to do things for me, for my benefit. So the minute I'm not benefiting anymore is the minute I need to go. This is not it. Oh, we argued one time. I had a long day. That's it. But we've argued 10 times because of you when I had bad days and no one said anything. Right. But let me bring up an argument one day. And because that doesn't benefit you, now all of a sudden, oh, she nagging me. I had a bad day and she bringing up stuff. Not to mention that how many days, let me tell you something. We recently, women have come to this, I hear a lot of people talking about like they're sinking their flow. Like we have so many bad days in a month, okay, just because of our hormonal cycle, that the odds of you acting away towards us on a day we thought was a bad day is a lot, probably. Yeah. And we don't just say, oh, it was a bad day today, and, you know, he came in with this energy, or he didn't do this, he didn't that, boom, we're gone. We are like, you know, deal with it. Like, that's part of a relationship. I might communicate this to him or whatever the case may be. But when these type of selfish men that are literally just interested in what they are getting from you, you will not get that at all. Like, you're just literally going to get everything that every emotion you bring to the table or any problem you bring to the table. It's going to be immediate grounds for like, I'm gone because you're no longer benefiting me, or whatever the case may be. It's literally my biggest trick. When I say I just, oh my God.
So I get a voice message from Janea and it starts off, oh God.
Oh, literally. Oh my God.
I'm just like, oh God, what's she about to say? They just walk out from everything. And that goes into like the selfish part of it. If I'm not calling you out your name or doing anything, like, what are you walking away from? And then even you can explain maybe where your energy came from, whatever the case may be. And for them, it's simply just, nope, doesn't matter. I hear what you're saying, but nope, I'm good. Like, yeah. What? And then that also is another thing that makes me like question myself. Like, am I doing something wrong that I'm not this way? But it's like, no, why would you want to? Why would you want to drop somebody at the, what is it, drop of a hat or whatever it is?
Yeah. Yeah, no, literally.
A little like inconvenience or one thing that was like, that was like, oh, a misunderstanding.
Yeah, literally.
Do that. Like, excuse me, like I ain't heard from you and all day you going through this or that. And I'm not like, yeah, you know what? Your communication with me has been off. So yeah, I'm done. Like, I don't
it's just yeah. It's like we're always the forgiving, you know, we're trying to work through things or like let someone know. And then like with these type of men that are selfish like this, it's literally none of that. It's no compromising, it's no any of that. It's just immediately like, and obviously we probably all heard this line about like, be my peace, or like they want you to be their peace, right? Even to the extent of like, they will make you in an unpeaceful state because of their actions, and not to mention all the responsibility you have on your shoulders of, I have to be benefiting this man at all times. So whether I have a bad day, good day, any day, my job is to make sure he's good, is to make sure everything's good. So we've been, not to mention having all that on our shoulders. And then on top of that, that's stressing us out. And so when we have a moment where maybe we're not peaceful, or maybe, you know, there is an issue or something like that, now all of a sudden, oh, you're not my peace. You used to be my peace, or I need you to be my peace, and now you're not, or you're, you know, it's like.
That just triggered me.
I just, listen, being his peace, like, when were you my peace though? That's the issue I have. That's again why they're selfish, because you can never flip the role. That's how you'll know this is exactly the type of man you have. If you ever flip the role and you're like, I ain't been peaceful a day in this,
right?
Yet I still been here. But you want to talk about me not being your peace? I know there's so many girls, and I was one of them, crying themselves to sleep at night in full-blown relationships, not talking, not a talking stage, not a situationship. You have a whole boyfriend, maybe even husband, because I'm sure that's the case in a lot of people's situations. Crying yourself to sleep at night, and that man wants to say, be his peace.
Peacefully.
When have I had a peaceful night? I'm confused.
He's sleeping
crying
good.
myself to sleep at night in the relationship supposed to be your peace? That is insane. That is literally I can't. I'm
sorry, it is triggering. It's triggering because that loser that I gave the time of day. And this is why I was like, I'll never date a regular man again. Hell no. Give me my 6, 7, 8 figure athlete, please, because this shit ain't it. You broke as hell. You got these dingy ass draws. You ain't making no money. Making no money. Your ass when I sit up here and talk about you want me to be your peace. Shut the fuck.
Oh God.
Girl, you ain't got to shave. You ain't shaved. Let me be your piece, but obviously you can't even afford to go see a barber or get your hair
like what?
So no.
That's crazy.
And it's the thing, I have an issue. I'm trying to talk to you about something that I'm going through with, has nothing to do with you. It's not even our relationship. It's not an us thing. It's just about literally something that's bothering me about my life. And oh my God, I call you and you're always upset. You're always, a big breakup. Oh, you were always depressed. So fix it. Like, what do you, oh my God. And girl, I don't know how it's going for you guys out there, but like you can't win for losing. I say I'm gonna branch off. And don't get me wrong, athletes can be selfish, men, sassy men, and healing men, not so much. They can be, but my point is, you say everyone says athletes are the issue in your dating life. Okay, you branch off, you try other things, but then you get the sassy ones. Here's the thing. I feel like too, I don't know what it is. To me, athletes are more willing to like put you first, to look like pour back, like they be getting you on your shit. I guess I'll say that. All the guys I talk to, they're athletes, they always on my ass about anything. Like, oh boy, this week we went to Chipotle and I'm sitting here, he's like, so what are you doing this week? I was like, what do you mean you're off 3 days and you haven't made a plan for what you're doing this week? You know what you're doing. I was like, I don't know. You gonna wait and see if it pop up? He's right, I didn't plan it and I ain't did shit. And he's like, first thing you need to do is you need to prioritize some rest. You just worked, so you need to prioritize some rest. Then you need to figure out what content you need to do. Then I'm just like, Jesus, like,
right.
One thing I say, they will be on you about like getting your shit together. But I feel like I'm like, okay, so let me not date athletes anymore. So then you're trying to talk, the regular guys, and I say, then you run to the selfish, the sassy ones, or the ones that are healing and don't. So it's just like, what am I doing? And I refuse to date a man who is like way older than me. Even in his 30s, I'm 26. Like, I kind of want somebody who on the same shit as me.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that either. But that's what they act like you have to. And I can't. So I don't know how it's going for you guys. It's an interesting battle. It's an uphill battle.
Literally.
And I also don't want someone who's already put together, because I feel like if you're already put together, you're not as accepting, I guess, of me, or like understand where I'm coming from. So that's why I do like people who are on the same playing field as me, who are working uphill to where I want to go. But I don't know. Right. I don't know what to do. We don't know where God wants us in this life right now with these men.
The ideal situation is just like, because I feel like men act like, we're asking for like literally so much. But it's literally just like, think about it as a partnership. Like, because for me, that's like all it is. Like, I just want a partner and when you think about that, a partner helps you. A partner, you guys are in it together. You guys are working towards something together. So that's what it is. It's not about, I have to be perfect, he got to be perfect, whatever the case may be. It's literally just the fact that we're both working towards it. Like, the minute you're not perfect, you had a bad day, I gotta go. That's an issue for me. The minute that it's any of that type of energy, oh, I need my time, but whenever you hit me up to hang, I'm over there. I'm available. I'm whatever. When I ask you, I need my time. I have my time to myself. Like, it's just, that's what it boils down to. We're just saying, men, be a partner to your girl. That's it. Yeah. All we need is partners, literally.
And if I have that's the thing, like last week, for instance, I was having a rough week as a whole, a rough week. If I hit you up and I need to see you tonight, last week would have been the first time I ever contacted this person. Like, I need to talk to you tonight. Like, I'm having a rough time. I need to come over, whatever. That's literally the only time I've ever done that. So I feel like I should be giving that. Now, if your partner is asking all of the time, that's different. But you should be able to be like, you know what? Tonight I was supposed to do this. I'm not going to do it tonight. She needs me. Yeah, sure.
Right.
What's up? That's all I ask. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it has to be like a pattern, but it needs to be that when I have moments, like, you're there. You got me. Even if it's for whatever reason, I don't know, it's not face to face, through the phone.
Right.
They say Jesus on the main line, tell him what you want. And I've told him what I want.
I'm telling him. I'm going to keep telling him.
I don't think he get the message, but I'm gonna let him know again.
I'm gonna keep telling him because all I see is more sassy men and selfish men being shelled out these days.
Like, what did you do with this bat?
Like, what are we? It's factory default. I don't know what's going on.
I blame podcast men. Sorry, but I don't know. I think it started with y'all.
I do.
That mindset.
And that's the main culprit.
Y'all out here, 50-50. Yeah, make that bitch pay 50.
Oh God, that is just really what started it all. That is just really what started it all. Because it's like, and that was the thing, because even with athletes, like most athletes, like I've never had that issue, like the 50-50, like that's another thing with the transition. If anyone's transitioning out, like it's the 50-50 thing, because now I'm stressed out about paying for my nails, my hair, my finances, my everything, because I gotta go 50-50 with you, you know. And I'm supposed to be carrying the burden of making you happy all the time. So now I'm just stressed out. Like there's no the 50-50 making it worse. Like before, it's like, okay, I might have to cater to whatever the case they think it is, but at least I don't gotta worry about like splitting everything 50-50 with you. Now I gotta worry about that. And I feel like it's just our generation, which is like so unfortunate. I just feel like I've been robbed. I've been robbed with COVID. I've been robbed with this batch of men. I've just been robbed because our like older generations, I don't think this was a topic.
Social media, you forgot that part. Because we've gone over that about how social media. What you say, Janea? I don't think our parents and grandparents were about, he's liking so-and-so's pictures.
Right. They're together because they didn't have to worry about the damn social media. Who liked who followed who. It was non-existent. Life was simple back then. I'm with you, you with me.
Right.
I can't even really get a hold of you unless I paid you. And then I gotta wait for you to return the call at I can't even get a hold of you like that. Wait, what you mean? Relationships are breaking up over people not picking up the phone immediately. They was in the shower. You missed the call. Now y'all broke up. Back in the day, they couldn't even get. You say goodnight, it's goodnight at whatever time.
But he's still posting on Instagram. He told me goodnight. He said goodnight on the phone, but now he reposting on Instagram little memes and stuff he saw. So you really didn't go to bed. What would you still
right? Oh my God. It's just like, this is impossible. Like, how are we ever going to get somewhere? Like, they didn't have all this distraction. That is literally why I feel like their relationships are much more successful. Like, by our age, most people were already married, kid, you know, all of that. I'm like, all my friends right now, I don't have a friend that's married. I don't. I don't have a friend, like some of my friends like have kids, most of them not with the kid's father anymore. Like no one is, it's not even just me, like it's like our whole generation, and they wonder why like it's being so hard for people to settle down. Like I really think social media is like a big issue because you have too much access to people to where you feel like if any little thing is off, it's a problem. Whereas back then they would have had to, not even to mention, like they had to come to the door just to like take you out or like hang out with you because they didn't have like the phones to like call and, you know, be like, oh, I'm outside or whatever. Like you like physically had to go. Literally. It's just like all these things that like I couldn't even imagine. Like, could you imagine like just not, they had the phones that were like with the cords on it or whatever. So if you didn't like, how you gonna be in your room caked up on the phone all night? Like it's giving like you gotta have your combo, shut it down for the night, and then like you see them, like you see them tomorrow or see them whatever. But it's like now we constantly texting. I'm constantly on FaceTime with you. I'm constantly doing all this. Like so, if anything is off, oh you with somebody else. You probably. And I'm gonna tell you about
yeah, what he doing? What he doing? Yeah.
We're the chosen ones.
There's so much wrong with all of this. I feel like
we're chosen. Finding a man these days feeling like the Hunger Games or something like this.
It is. That's no. That we're gonna have to talk about that because that's also how it is. We're gonna talk about that with friendships and your man because that's how girls. I feel like that's how girls act. Like the damn Hunger Games when you got a good man, they trying to sleep with him because
right. It's so tough out here.
They still
they can't even find their own. They gotta steal yours. It ain't enough, sis. And then, it ain't enough.
And then, like before it even gets anywhere, you warn the girl. Oh yeah. No, of course I'll let you know. Then you find out later she fooling with him. She's like, oh, well, she messing with him. I wonder what it is. What's happening? But you gonna be faking her face. You know about that. Warning somebody about it, and then all of a sudden you looking at Instagram stories. They tagging folks in stories, hanging out. Oh. But you just gonna let me know, right, sis? Girl, bye.
Weird.
We'll be back with another episode for sure.
This is our therapy sessions. So
thank you for joining. Yes, our therapy or FaceTime sessions. This is what we discuss at this rate. This is how it goes. We will see you in the next one. I'm probably gonna have Janea on again next week because my guest is, I guess, a little occupied right now. Who's supposed to be on next week's episode? So it's probably gonna be Janea. Quite a few topics, quite a things to discuss. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening. As always, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Casey Locker Room Talk. Janea's information will be linked down below, and her shop if you want to. You need to shop her cups. Very good day essential coming up. Tollgate is approved.
Her
information will be linked down below. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.